how do we get wrenched back into, like, how does awareness get wrenched back into forgetting who it is once we wake up?
Wrenched back? How does it get?
Like, pulled back into forgetting who it is. Because, like, I'm asleep, having deep sleep.
It's through force of habit.
Okay.
We've just been trained by our culture. When you're at school, for instance, have any of your teachers ever said to you, become aware of the background of awareness?
No.
When you're at school, your teachers are continually directing you towards your arithmetic, towards your math, towards your geography, towards your history, towards your English, towards your French. They're always telling you in one way or another, pay attention to objects, pay attention to objects, pay attention to objects. And God help you if you stop paying attention to objects and start looking out of the window and dreaming, which is a way that consciousness naturally says, oh, I want to stop paying attention to objects. I just want to let my attention go free and return to myself. And as soon as you do that, what does your teacher say to you? Stop
Alexander,
dreaming.
I asked you a question.
Exactly. Alexander, stop dreaming. Pay attention. The purpose of your attention is your education is to pay attention to objects. The more objects you pay attention to, the better. You're just wasting your time dreaming. That is, you're wasting your time by not paying attention to objects. Do you want to get anywhere in life? You want to pass your exams? Do you want to have a job? Well, then pay attention to objects. And then, as if it wasn't enough to spend 8 hours a day at school, they then give you 4 hours of homework to do when you get home.
Yes.
So that's how awareness, this habit has been set up in awareness to continually pay attention to objects. And when one object's finished, no pause, go for the next one. And then the next one. And then the next one. And then when you do want to relax and kick up and put the TV on, there on the TV, the same culture that provides your educational system is now providing your entertainment system and continually telling you that the more of this you buy, the happier you'll be. The more you look like this, the happier you'll be, etc., etc. So again, the same message is reinforced by the entertainment culture, etc., etc., etc. And then you get, at the end of the day, you feel tired. Awareness says, oh, I just want to come back to myself now. I'm tired. I'm tired of paying attention to objects. I just want to rest in myself. That's called falling asleep. So when the mind falls asleep to objects, awareness wakes up to itself. So we rest, awareness rests briefly within itself. I know you understand that time doesn't exist, but let's say that really deep sleep doesn't take place in time, but let's say for a period of time, awareness comes to rest in itself, and as a result it gets partially rejuvenated. So that's why we feel, hopefully, wide awake and full of energy in the morning. And then what do? We just go straight out again and pay attention to objects again, and we spend the rest of the day paying attention to objects. Well, you do this every day for 13 years, and it's a pretty good habit builds up. So when awareness is left free, as a result of this habit, it just naturally goes towards an object. And if there's no object to, if the world is not providing any objects to attend to, then we just manufacture a thought or an image or a fantasy or something else. So in this way, we just continually pay attention to objects. And it's just a habit. We've just been conditioned to attend continuously to objects. So here we try to put a pause. There's nothing wrong with paying attention to objects. I encourage you to do your schoolwork, and I don't want to get in trouble with mum and dad here. but we put a pause in between our attention to objects, and in that pause we allow awareness to come back to itself, to remember itself, and then we go back out to the object, and then between the two we pause. We allow awareness just to come back briefly. It doesn't need to come back long. Just comes back to itself, tastes itself, rests in itself, and then goes out to the object again. And so we replace the habit of continually attending to objects to alternatively attending to objects and attending to ourselves, attending to objects, attending to ourselves, until the background of awareness begins to become more prevalent in our experience. We notice it frequently, many times throughout the day. And then something very, very magical happens. We notice after a while that to begin with, there's this back and forth, objects, awareness, objects, awareness, objects, awareness. But then, after a while, we notice that when we start paying attention to objects, the background of awareness is not completely forgotten. It's not completely obscured. We notice that we begin to have the ability to pay attention to objects without losing the knowledge of our own being. So it's no longer either or. We can watch the movie and see the screen at the same time. Or rather, we can watch the movie and be the screen, be knowingly the screen upon which the movie is playing at the same time. So we can enjoy the movie, but we never lose ourselves to the movie.